Hey guys, hope you're all doing good. I have another design team project for Craft Supplies for You that I'd like to share with you today. And I've kind of been on the Christmas kick of making some things. So today what I have to share with you are two different ornaments. So here's my first one, and I think this one came out super cute. I had these ornaments in my stash. These are kind of on the bigger side. I know they have some clear smaller ones, but these are just a little bit bigger. So I didn't want them to put too much on here because I didn't want them, if they were hung on a tree, they would weigh it down. So I wanted it to be kind of light. So I was kind of going back and forth of how I wanted to do it, but what I decided to do was take these doilies, or appliques I should say. They're so super cute, and these are like an off-white color, kind of cream color, and they already come with these pearls and these clear sequins attached to them, and you get a bunch in the set, and as you can see, they're super cute. They give off a lot of shine, and I was like in love with them when I saw them, so I knew I wanted to do something special with these. So I actually ended up taking them and putting them on my ornament. I did use hot glue. This is plastic, so you have to be careful. What I did, or with, if I'm using plastic in general, usually what I do is I'll take the center of whatever I'm trying to glue on, add a little bit, and then work my way out, because if you try to put it all at once, it might get too hot and end up melting your item, or it might dry too fast and you don't have a chance to get it how you want it. So I just usually start in the middle, kind of get that flat, because sometimes if it's not like a perfect shape, it'll like wrinkle. So I just add a little bit around as I go and then kind of smooth it out so it all stays flat and nice. So just a little tip if you guys didn't know. So I took a bunch of these amazing appliques and I kind of glued them all around here. And then I took these little pieces of trim right here, and these actually, I'll show you guys, they come on this trim right here, and I just cut them apart and made my own little cluster with them. Super cute and super tiny and dainty. So I just kind of, where there was kind of a big gap, I put a little cluster, and I did like the fact that it's clear, and I did want a lot of it to show, but there was some spots like right here that kind of was a little bit bigger than what I wanted. So I just randomly made little clusters and added them throughout, as you can see. And then in the inside, all I did was I stuck some pearls, and these are actually from the shop as well. And I just strung, or just put a bunch of them in there. And these are meant, you could, put whatever you want in there. But I kind of liked how this was clear, so I wanted to keep it that way, so I didn't want to add too much stuff to the inside of this one. So I just added a bunch of the pearl strings in there. And then I just added a piece of ribbon from my stash for the hanger. And that's it. I think it's super cute. I love the way that it came out. I would totally put this on my tree if it would match my tree. So that's the first one I did. And the second one I did looks like this. Get this out of the way here. So it looks like this. I kind of did a little bit more to it. Again, it's the same exact ornament that I used on the other one, except this one's a lot more covered up. So the first thing I did was I took this doily right here, and if you're a doily fan and you love working with doilies, make sure you check out the shop, because she's always getting new ones in, all kinds of different ones. So what I did for this one was the centerpiece, it's round, and I'm not sure where my piece went, but what I did was I cut out the very center of it so that it would fit over the neck of this ornament. And then again, like I mentioned earlier, I did use hot glue, but I just glued a little bit at a time. And you want to do it like, see where there's like this bunch right here? you put glue under there and you kind of work it down. So like, for example, what I did was I put glue right here, kind of worked it so it would be flat, and then worked my way down. And everywhere around where there's one of those, I glued it down, you know, a little bit at a time. And then like piece in the middle would kind of bunch up, so you kind of take that and put a little bit of glue and then hold it down, and then that's how you get it to stay flat. So I mean, it's a little bit time consuming, but the end is worth it because it's nice and you don't see a bunch of glue, and then it comes out nice and flat. So that's what I did there. And then for the bottom, I took another doily from the shop, and I added some glue right here, and again I did the same exact thing. I put some glue, put it on, and then just worked my way around to make sure this stayed flat, so it'd be nice and smooth. As you can see, it came out really nice. So just work the glue around slowly all the way around till all the pieces are glued down, and then it comes out nice and even and flat. So I did that, and then I took this trim right here, this is from the shop as well, and then I put it all the way around, and I did adhere this with hot glue as well. So what I did was I glued my edge down, and you always put your edge on the area that's going to be covered up so you don't see your seams, and it just makes it look a lot smoother and more finished. So I put the edge down, and then I kind of worked like this. On this part I would put my glue, you know, just a little bit at a time, and then a little bit on this little part that's solid, and just work my way down and around, just adding a little bit of glue at a time, putting it, smoothing it out. Like I said, it does take a little bit of time, but as you can see, it comes out really nice and smooth, and you don't see a lot of glue poking through, and it just looks really nice and finished. So I did that all the way around, and then I took this flower right here. Well, these leaves right here, there's 4 different ones. It comes on this. I cut those off, and then like put 2 on the side, 2 on this side. This actually comes as a spray with the leaves, the flower, and then it has some hanging flowers, but I cut those off. I didn't use those, obviously. So I'll just put them aside for another project. So then I glued the leaves down, added the flower, and then I also added 2 of these flowers right here that are from the shop as well. They kind of have the organza on the outside, and then a little tied ribbon center with some little stamen pieces poking out. Super cute. So I added 2 to this side and 2 to this side, and then again I added a piece of ribbon from my stash as a hanger, and then on the inside of this one I just filled it with some like paper shreds, you know, those crinkly kind that you put in like packages and stuff. I just filled the inside with that so that it would have some color popping through. And again, you know, you could put anything you want inside of these. Just because the fact though that these ones are bigger, you just kind of have to be careful because you don't want it to be too heavy. So I just filled it with paper shreds. They don't weigh nothing, so it's pretty light. And then I guess that's about it. These were a lot of fun to do. I'm not a fan of like the traditional like Christmas colors like the red and green. I don't really like that. So I'm always like non-traditional. I love like shabby, of course. I love like white with a nice like pink or blue or like a gold or a silver for Christmas. That's just my personal taste. So that's why my items are not red and green. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Let me know what you think of my little guys here. I think they came out super cute. And make sure you guys check the shop. I will have the link in the description box below. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.